understanding those pieces will help you when you're in the family part of the interface. Okay, so creating an account, this is really important. For you to monitor your child's Snapchat, parents must create an account. You're going to have to download the Snapchat app from your Google Play Store or your Apple Store. You're going to sign up and you're going to enter information, name, birth date, and create a secure password. You're going to need a username that's unique, and then it'll ask you to verify your account. It says on the age requirements that users must be 13 years old to create a Snap account. However, we are seeing some of our elementary students who are just saying that they're 13 and then signing up for those accounts. So that'll be something that you want to be aware of. Once you set up your account, it will prompt you for privacy settings. And so we're going to talk a little bit about those pieces. So in the privacy settings, you can say who can contact you, whether it's friends and you want to limit messages from strangers, or you can go the full gamut and be open to everybody on Snapchat. Who can view stories, right? You have to select where it's only friends or custom to who can control what your stories are being shared, right? And then see me in a quick ad. You're going to want to disable to prevent random users from adding your child. And location, control the location through the Snap Map. So one thing to be aware of is that your location sharing in Snapchat is automatically disabled when you sign up. Your student will have to go in and enable that feature. So make sure that when you're looking at your student Snap, that feature is turned off, and we're going to talk about why we're doing that here in a second. So when you send a Snap and a chat, right, you take a picture or a video, and then you can add filters and text. You can draw stickers and drawings. You can set a timer, how long the Snap will be visible, 1 to 10 seconds or indefinite. And then you can send it to other people. When you're sending chats in privacy, to send a chat, tap on a friend's name in the chat screen to send a text message. Chats can be set to disappear after 24 hours. Both snaps and chats are temporary by default, but users can take screenshots or save chats, so remind your student that nothing online is truly private. All right, the importance of stories. So Snapchat stories are the collection of snaps that last for 24 hours and are visible to friends or a custom audience. You can add multiple snaps to the story throughout the day, and then friends can view and react to the stories, right? Stories provide a way to share the daily activities and experiences with a wider audience than just an individual snap. And I think that's important as parents to realize that we want to encourage our kids to be users of social media. However, not everyone needs to know your business and the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Understanding the Snap Map. Remember, it's automatically disabled when you register for an account. The Snap Map allows users to share their location with friends or the public and discover where friends are and what they're doing and view public snaps from events or locations. The one thing that law enforcement at the Texas School Safety Center has said is that in critical events of school shootings, active shooters have used Snap Map in order to identify where students are in an emergency. And so what we're encouraging is that please disable that feature, right? You can manage the privacy of the Snap Map. You can go into ghost mode and select only certain people that can see your maps, but I would suggest that you really think about with your student to disable it permanently. Okay, so let's talk about adding friends. You can add friends and people searching by username, by contacts, snap codes, which are unique QR codes to add friends, and a quick add. And you can do the same thing to remove a friend, right? One thing that our students that we know about social media activity is that they will accept friend requests from anyone. And so as a parent, please monitor that, because we don't want our students engaging with people who may not have positive intent. Practical advice, adjust your privacy settings and really talk with your students about that stranger danger is a real thing, right? Don't accept friend requests that you don't know. Be aware that screenshotting is a thing. Every now and again, we'll get a tip if there might be some illegal activity that's going on from Snap, and it'll be a screenshot. And remember, what you put online is there forever. And also know how to report inappropriate content or behavior. Yes, you can report it to us, and there's a limited scope of what we can do, but you can also report it to the provider, right? And recognize that there are potential risks every time we use social media, right? There's cyberbullying, there's exposure to inappropriate content, and there often sometimes will be privacy breaches. So other pieces to know as adults, sometimes we miss all the acronyms that the kids are using, but understand that streaks are consecutive days of sending snaps back and forth. TBH is to be honest, SMH shaking my head, FOMO is fear of missing out, right? And understanding what the emojis mean and all of those things, it might take us a little bit longer who might be a little older to understand all of the jargon that kids are using, but it is important for us to stay on top of it. So as you're talking with your student about social media, really talk to them about how long they're spending on Snapchat and other social media platforms. Understand that why they want to engage on social media and set up some guidelines, right? What are the time limits that are going to go with being on the screen time? Designate tech-free zones in the house, right? Is it the bedroom? Is it during when the family is eating dinner or in the car? Discuss appropriate content and online behavior and what does that really look like, and encourage a balance between online and offline activities. One of the things that research is coming out with is too much screen time hinders brain development. And so how do we set those boundaries when we know everybody has a cell phone, when we know students have access to technology nonstop? And, we at school too are working through that piece of let's balance screen time with actual engaging experiences. So troubleshooting some common issues with Snapchat, right? Sometimes the app will crash. Sometimes snaps don't send like you want them to, or your account might be hacked. When you're setting up your account and when your student is setting up their account, please make sure that you're using two-factor authentication. And then you can also consult Snapchat's Help Center and their Family Center for support. So again, we're talking about digital citizenship and helping our kids understand, what is responsible use versus maybe behavior that we don't want to see online. And sometimes it's just about having that conversation where we assume they know, but not really. So I really do want to show you this video, and I'm going to hope to not mess this up, where we're going to look at the Snapchat Family Center. Okay, let's see if I can get this.
Welcome to Snapchat's Family Center. your go-to hub for tools and resources to help parents get more insight into who their teens are friends with on Snapchat and who they have been messaging with, without revealing any of the actual content of those conversations. If you're totally new to Snapchat, we're here to help you get started. You'll need an active Snapchat account to connect with your teen via Family Center. Don't have one? Don't worry. Setting one up is easy. Start by downloading Snapchat to your mobile phone. Open the app and tap Sign Up to create an account. Once you enter all the relevant information as prompted and create your Snapchat username, you'll be ready to get started. There are two ways to access Family Center. You can use the search bar, located in the top left corner of the camera screen, which is the main screen the app opens to. Search relevant terms such as safety, family, or parent, and Family Center will appear. Or simply head to Settings, located in the top right corner of your profile page, where Family Center will have a permanent home. Now that you've set up your account, you'll need to invite your teen to join Family Center. Remember, you must be friends with your teen on Snapchat to send an invitation. Parents, guardians, or trusted relatives aged 25 or older can invite their family members to join Family Center by selecting profiles from a pre-populated list or by searching for specific Snapchatters. Note that only teens between the ages of 13 and 18 are able to join. As a reminder, it's against our terms of service for people under the age of 13 to create a Snapchat account. Invitations are sent through a direct chat between the parent and their teen. And just like a regular conversation on Snapchat, the message will delete either immediately or 24 hours after your teen has viewed it, depending on their settings. So be sure to remind them in person to accept the invite. Your teen will receive an invitation card. Remember that they must opt in to participate. Let's take a look at a few key features. With Family Center, you can view your teen's friends list, see who they've been communicating with in the last 7 days, easily and confidentially report accounts you may be concerned about directly to our trust and safety team. These tools mirror the way parents engage with their teens in the real world. In the same way parents can't see or hear their teens' everyday personal and private communications, parents won't be able to view their teens' conversations or snaps. Plus, teens can check out a mirrored view of what their parents see on Family Center, so everyone's on the same page. We're committed to creating effective and thoughtful approaches to making sure Snapchat is as safe as possible for our community. Over the coming months, we'll be introducing additional features to our Family Center.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So other resources that we have available to you in this presentation is one is Snapchat Parents and how you can facilitate the conversation about using the features in Snapchat. And then I've also linked two other resources, Common Sense Media, about how to monitor your child's other accounts, because we know that Snapchat's not the only thing that students are on. And then the final resource is Teens Talk Safety, where kids are telling an interviewer how they use social media and what they wish their parents had known about their use in social media platforms. And so it's extremely helpful, these three, and it's a pretty quick read and it's pretty quick interviews on the Teens Talk Safety, but it is helpful for parents. And like I said, we will be posting this to the SISD website so that you will have those available. Lindsay, do we have any questions in chat?
No, not currently. And I did add those links into the chat as well. If people want to access that right now, they'll have those available. If anybody does have any questions, you can go ahead and write those in the chat. Again, we will be sharing this after the fact, so definitely be on the lookout for that to come to you via email. But no questions.
Okay, perfect.
Continue on.
All right. So one thing that we at Smithville ISD encourage is really stakeholder input into our programming and what we do on a daily basis, because it is our stakeholders that we serve. And one of those ways is through our federal programs and what they call Title I. And so Title I is designed to support educational improvement in schools. It focuses on academic achievement for all students, but also focuses particularly for our low-income families, and it aims to improve educational opportunities and outcomes. So as part of the school-wide program, because we do receive Title I monies, we serve all students in a school. And, you know, it's interesting that we have to say that we serve all students, but that's part of the Title I program. And we provide targeted assistance that focus on specific students and identified as needing extra support. So who would those students be? That would be students who might be homeless. That might be students who are emergent bilingual. That might be students who do not perform so well in math or reading. And so those are the students that we focus on with that. And so in order to participate in Title I, a campus and district must meet certain criteria to operate, right? We have a low income threshold, and that is determined by our free and reduced lunch applications. And there might be other criteria, but primarily that is the criteria we submit to TEA and subsequently the federal government. Planning for our school-wide program is every year, each campus and our district conducts a comprehensive needs assessment to identify school needs. And we encourage stakeholder input from community members, business members, parents, teachers, former teachers, and we look at all sorts of data to create a detailed plan, otherwise known as the district improvement plan or campus improvement plan, of how we're going to get better and how we're going to serve students. Elements that we participate in is, right, that comprehensive needs assessment and identifying the areas for the improvement, how we're going to do it, and then we evaluate how we're doing at the end of the year. We receive federal report cards, our state accountability, but then we also look at our local data and determine whether or not we are being effective in the program. And so how do we use Title I Part A funds? Title I Part A, we say it must supplement, not supplant. So if I buy a school resource or a campus requests a resource, it has to be supplemental. It's not a part of textbooks or things that we would normally do to operate as a school district. And it focuses on activities that enhance the academic program. And so part of that work is engaging with our parents and families. And so when you see on social media where we're having a second grade parent day, where we're going to focus on how do you help your second grader read, or at high school when we have our Carl Perkins meetings for CTE, all of those things are part of our parent-family engagement plans, and those can be found on the Smithville ISD website. And so where do we spend as a district our Title I funds? Well, the biggest source that we use for title funds is in personnel costs, right? And that's staff members. Then we also have programs like iReady and Character Strong, and we do a lot of professional learning for teachers because we know that the student achievement is driven by an effective teacher. We also allocate funding for our homeless students and for our migrant students. And so just to recap about Title I funds is we focus on how do we get better, and that's through our comprehensive needs assessment. And then we evaluate those plans, and then we have parent and family engagement so that all stakeholders have a voice at the table. And so that wraps it up for my part. If there are any questions, we'd be happy to take on some questions. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Saunders, I forgot we had your slide. And okay, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Saunders.
That's okay. We just wanted to make sure to let everybody know about some upcoming events. And actually, I think there's even more since we even put these all together. Next week, the junior high and actually Brown Primary as well will be having book fairs. So be on the lookout for that information coming home. Make sure that you you can know that you can set up online e-wallets if you choose for your students, so you don't have to send money with them. There's a lot of information about that. So book fairs are coming up. We do have our first school health advisory committee meeting coming up on October 10th. The Shack will meet for the first time. Our end of our first 9 weeks is upon us on October 10th. And then just a reminder that we do have 2 days off in October, the 13th and 14th, a staff and student holiday. So don't forget about those. The second grade Veterans Day program, that is not happening on October 3rd. That is a misprint. So please do not tell anybody about the program coming up on the 3rd, because it is not happening. So anyway, we have a lot going on in Smithville, a lot of great things. In addition to these events, obviously we have tons of athletic events. I know that our When I Play is rehearsing diligently right now to our theater program. So lots of things happening as always. So does anybody, before we kind of wrap things up, does anyone have any questions that they would like to bring to the chat? I give everybody an opportunity before we head out. If you did not get a chance to do so yet, please do sign in. We had the link in the beginning of the chat. I will post it again. And I will, if we can bring that, we can get you to sign in there. That would be great if you didn't already. And if you have, and there are no questions, then please. Oh, that's not the right. There we go.
Are you pasting the sign-in sheet to the chat right now?
I am, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Grab the right link here. There we go. Sorry about that. It's in there again, if you don't mind signing in, guys. And thank you so much for joining us today. Again, this information will be shared to all of you online and through emails to you with we'll have a recording of today's session along with the slides that Dr. Logan presented. So we really appreciate your participation. We will have our next, we will have an October Lunch and Learn, so be on the lookout for that coming out. And if there are no other questions, then we will wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us.